Hey there. If you want to take your kid to a quilt show, I've got some tips for you. And this is kind of the third episode in this series of me ending up talking about taking kids to quilt shows. I did not, a couple weeks ago, I posted a video about how I think that it would be nice if quilt shows were more kid friendly. And while that got a lot of support, I also received quite a bit of backlash on many people thinking I need to grow up, that I'm stupid, or that it's a very dumb idea to even consider bringing a child to a quilt show. So there were people on both sides of the fence. And while I did appreciate most of the conversations I had in the comments and the emails I received, I can understand that some people now have the expectation that quilt shows are adult-only spaces. However, quilt shows aren't advertised as adult-only spaces, and I'm going to continue to bring my kid to quilt shows. We had a great experience. Whether or not I would travel for another quilt show is another story, but certainly local quilt shows, we will be there, and we might even be back at we might even travel again to like an AQS show. So I wanted to give you just a few tips that I got after spending a couple of days with my daughter at a quilt show in which we had a lovely time, but I have some ideas of what I would do next time to make it even better. So first off, in the car on the way there, we did this, and I would have done it even maybe a little bit more. I would do it differently now that we've lived through it, is one, you got to have a pep talk. You got to have a clear pep talk for both yourself and your child. So the number one thing I like to say was, look with your eyes, not with your hands, right? We don't touch. This isn't a kid's area. We don't get to touch things, right? Where we need to just only look with our eyes. So really setting that tone that, we're going into somewhere, we need to use our walking feet, we need to keep our inside voice, and we need not to touch anything. But also what I did not do, and what I would do in the future too, is set the expectation that because this is not designed for children, and, this is an event catered to adults, I would also let them know that, we're going to take breaks. We're going to do an hour quilt show for mommy, or 45 minutes for mommy, 15 minutes for you, 45 minutes for mommy, daddy, whoever, right? Whoever you're bringing along with, are you bringing whoever you are, what is the expectation? Because it is definitely more than just women who are quilting. So whoever it is, set your expectation that we are going to take breaks. And you need to tell yourself that too. You have to understand that you can't force a kid to spend hours at a quilt show. So I liked after we experimented for 2 days, the 45-minute, 15-minute split worked out great for us. So really, on your way to the quilt show, set those expectations for not only the child, but for yourself on how you're going to, kind of what the day is going to look like. And so number 2, I think you've already hinted at, is the taking of the breaks, right? So my daughter and I ended up, like I said, 45 minutes of quilt show, 15 minutes of break. The 15 minutes of break ended up being her going up and down the escalator in the lobby. There really isn't any kid spaces at a quilt show. There's nothing that I experienced at the AQS show that was like really kid friendly, that, you had an area for the kid. So it was actually wonderful though. In the building, the Connecticut Convention Center, there was this lobby that had a lot of extra escalators that weren't in use. So she could go up and down these escalators without bothering anybody. She absolutely loved it. And actually a lot of people seemed to enjoy watching her go up and down the escalator. I will say that despite some of the comments I received in response to my video, that everybody we seemed to come in contact with at the quilt show was delighted that she was there. So make sure you're taking breaks. I would, and as part of this, my third tip would be consider bringing like activities or plan for those breaks. So when you have those 15-minute breaks, being around people is a lot. I mean, I'm not going to lie, having those 15-minute breaks with her was even good for me, right? I sat on a bench, she went up and down the escalator. We each got a break from the hustle and the bustle of the show. If I had done it differently, I might have brought a book for her to read. I might have brought some coloring books. I don't know, what does your kid like to do? You know how they like to unwind. What is the child that you're bringing along with like to do? So stack a bag full of that stuff and bring those activities with you so that when you go to take those 15-minute breaks, you have a plan. Generally speaking, they're not going to want to, at least in my experience, you're walking a lot in the quilt show. So taking like a short stroll outside isn't like really the break that she needed during that time, or really what I needed. We wanted to sit, I guess. She wanted to go up and down an escalator, but we also spent some time like sitting and snacking and just chatting and taking a little break from all of the people. So think about what you might do on those breaks and plan accordingly. Fourth tip I have is giving the child a job. So about 20 minute or no, but probably on the second day of the quilt show, my daughter was like, "Can I have your phone and can I take pictures of all the quilts?" I'm like, "Sure." So now all of a sudden it was a fun game for her where she was purposely going up to every single quilt. She was taking a picture of the quilt and a picture of the tag. We got a lot of pictures on my cell phone. It was great. This was the only way that I got her to kind of walk around. And, throughout the quilt show too, I was like, "Tell me what's your favorite. Tell me what you like about these." So now she was stopping. She was taking a picture. "What's your favorite part of that quilt?" And I would go, "Okay, what's the binding on this one? What's the backing on this one? What color thread did they use for the quilting? What does the quilting look like on this one?" Kind of teaching her about the quilts too. But her having that little phone to take a picture was a game changer. So actually, in the future, when I were to take her to a quilt show, I am going to invest into especially like one we're traveling for and you're going to spend hours, I'm going to invest in a little digital camera that's kid friendly. So not only can she take pictures, but she's got her own little camera that I'm not worried about her like dropping my cell phone as she's walking around and enjoying herself. So I think giving a job, every time we would take our, after our 45 minutes, we would go take our break. I'd be like, "Okay, you have to remember where we are. Can you remember where we are right now so that you can walk us right back to the spot so when we pick up, we know where to go?" And so kind of giving her little jobs, I don't know, it just made the whole thing fun. And I guess the last tip I would say is make sure everybody's having fun. So make sure the child's having fun, make sure you're having fun. I think it goes without saying that any adult that's listening to this, that's thinking about bringing a child, whoever the child is to you, they can't act like jerks. But I would say that expectation should be the bare minimum of wherever you are in public. But that was one of the very common themes, is like many people think very lowly of parents these days. So make sure you're being a good caretaker. But I have a feeling that is common sense for most of us. And just make sure it's fun for everybody. Make sure that when you go to take that lunch break, that maybe the child gets to pick where you're going to eat or whatever it is, right? So go into this knowing that it's not going to be the same experience. This is not your experience solely. So I think when I went into this initially, maybe naively, I was like, "Okay, I'm going to get to look at all these quilts and I'm going to drag her along with me and she's just going to be seen and not heard and be great." But that's not how it works. The point, at least for me and my situation of being a parent and wanting to take my child to a quilt show, was 1, to get to spend time with them, 2, to share the beauty of the quilts with them, and, share my interest with her. And she, spends a lot of time with me down here in my sewing room, and she does have an interest. But I do think that setting some expectations up front, having jobs for the child, and a digital camera, I think could be like a serious game changer for them in terms of doing things. I know that some quilt shows have rules about whether you can take pictures or not. From my understanding, the quilt shows I've been to, they've been pretty agreeable to you taking pictures. Now, you might not be able to put them publicly on like your YouTube channel or whatever. You should check the policy, but I don't think there should really be an issue with a child taking pictures. But check the little rules for whatever quilt show you're going to, especially if it's a big one. So anyway, I hope that a few bad apples don't spoil the bunch for you, that I would say the majority of people were supportive of kids going to quilt shows. I think that you should bring your kid to a quilt show. I think that it is a wonderful thing to share something you're passionate about with the people that you love the most. And I do think it's super important to have children learn how to function in adult spaces. I'm not saying force your kid to be there for 8 hours, but they should be able to hang for 45 minutes. This is a life skill that they need to learn, and they're not going to learn it at a jungle gym. So that's just my 2 cents. But I hope to see you and your kids or your grandkids or your nieces or your nephews or whatever you bring along at a quilt show. We'll be sure to say hi. I hope that you take care of yourself, and I will talk to you again soon.